going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. 2025 NRL Ladder Prediction. Here we go. A lot of people are going to be very angry with me. A lot of people are going to be happy. I don't know. It's going to be up and down. I got a few little bit of heat last week for my NRL Supercoach reveal, but I feel like this is going to make a lot of people angry. But anyway, moving right on, number 17 with the wooden spoon is the Gold Coast Titans. I don't see him doing anything. I think they've put too much pressure on Campbell. They've recruited RCG. Massive payday. I don't know. I don't get it. Sorry, guys. Like Titans fans, there was some hope last year. There was a few good wins in a row. Keanu Kenny come through. You've got Foreign on his last legs, but turned back the clock a bit last year. I don't know what Fafita's going to turn up this year, but we'll see. Only time will tell. But just so you know, guys, some of these predictions are, you can put them up the ladder, you can put them down the ladder. That's the whole point of it. It's a prediction. But in saying that, I feel like the bottom couple spots I chose, it could come down to almost the last couple rounds. I don't see these teams really doing much, but that's just me, guys. So coming in with just scraping by in the last round, maybe with a bye, I don't know. I don't see him doing anything, but it's the Newcastle Knights. Ponga, depends on what Ponga turns up. I've been saying it all along. I don't really rate him, to be honest. I know a lot of people on my super coach were like, why don't you have Ponga in there? But he turns up when he wants to, but I feel like he's going to rely on Fletcher Sharp a lot. I just don't know with their halves who they're going to have. Is it going to be Sharp and Hastings? Is it going to... Where is Gamble in all this? Where's Cogger? Like, who are their halves going to be? Won't know until next Tuesday. But yeah, I feel like you can't go much off the trials. Yes, they played very well in the trials. So didn't of the other teams. And we saw a lot of their young kids that are coming through. But I don't know with the Newcastle Knights. I think they're going to do good. And then they just... I don't know. But it's frustrating. But moving right along, the North Queensland Cowboys. So lost a lot of key players this year in Townsend and Valentine Holmes and Reece Robson's last year there before he goes to Roosters. So we'll see what they do. They played good. Their rookies stood up against the Storm in that last trial. But we just won't know. My biggest prediction this year is going to be Todd Payten will be the coach to be fired. That's my prediction. So let's see if I'm right, guys. But yeah, I don't see the Cowboys moving up the ladder. I feel like, 15th. They could even come last. Who knows? Moving right along in 14th position, I have the Dolphins. Wayne Bennett's left. Yes, I know a lot of heat. Again, I'm going to cop because I got the Dolphins low. But I've seen some of the other predictions out there, and they've got them way lower than 14th. So, yeah, we'll just see. Only time will tell. I feel like Katoa, it's a no-brainer. They got some good players still, but I don't know. Rookie coach, but you'll see one of my predictions with a rookie coach later on in this video, and I'll cop a lot of heat because it's my team, the Parramatta Eels, and I've placed them quite high, guys. But I feel like with the players we have and our recruitment and just the feel around the place now, we'll see. But I'll get into that later in the video. But moving right along in 13th spot, I have the Canberra Raiders. Now, I've got Ricky actually was close second to losing his job this year with Todd Payten. But I feel like they've got Ethan Ethan Sanders coming through. Got him from Eels last year. I feel like he's going to be good for them, especially if Fogarty goes down again this year. But who knows? They're hard to predict, the Raiders, but they've lost quite a few older heads. So we'll see. But they've still got Hudson Young. They've still got all their good backline, kind of good backline. But Ethan Strange, ball runner. So only time will tell, guys. So let's see how the Raiders go, and we'll do some updates throughout the year to see how close this is. But I've seen some predictions, and a lot of people have Raiders a bit lower. But I feel like Canberra, it's like a bogey place for a lot of sides, including the Parramatta Eels. So let's move right along. In 12th position is the New Zealand Warriors. A lot of people I've seen have them higher because of Fisher Harris, but in saying that, they've lost Sean Johnson. Metcalf is really stepping up, so he really stepped up in the trial, so we'll see what he does. Maybe Jet Cleary gets a shot, but Metcalf, I was this close to put him in my super coach, but decided to not put him in there. But who knows with the Warriors? We'll see. They've lost some key players, but they've gained. I don't want to say that Fisher Harris is going to be, because he come from Panthers, and we're gonna discuss this throughout the year. All these players, look what Crichton did when he left Penrith and went to the Dogs, got him to the top 8. So who knows? But we'll see in Vegas tomorrow, guys. So moving right along, in 11th position is the West Tigers. That's right, the West Tigers. They have recruited very well this season. I've got Luai, Royce Hunt in my super coach. So I feel like Luai, Royce Hunt, Arpey, the connection they're going to form. They got Tyrell May. You got Dewey coming back. So, and we know what Lockie Galvin done last year, and just right around the corner. I could probably throw a rock and hit his house right now. So, Lockie, if you're watching, I'll see you at the shops later. But, yeah, moving right along, Tigers, I feel like, could possibly push for a top 8. I think Jerome coming out saying if he played for him last year, they would have made the top 8 or played finals. I think it's a big call on his behalf. But only time will tell. That's going to be my favourite saying with this prediction. Only time will tell. So moving right along, in 10th spot, a lot of people are going to get angry with me on this one, is the Cronulla Sharks. I don't know why people have them so high. Yes, they finished high last year. They went on runs on the back of Trindle, not on the back of Nico. Nico had a shocker some games last year. I'm calling it now, guys. Like, I don't know with the Cronulla Sharks. But the Cronulla Sharks and the team I've put 8th could easily swap. So it was just looking at them on paper, looking at some of the game. I watched a lot of the replays in the off-season where I don't know how they won some of those games, to be honest. But we'll move right along before all the Cronulla fans start blowing me up and my phone goes off. But we'll find out, guys. Only time will tell. But moving right along, in 9th position, this could have easily went to any of these teams, possibly from 12th to 10th, and that's the St. George Dragons. They've done extremely well in recruiting with the likes of Guffo, Cook, Valentine Holmes, but I feel like they're just going to fall short. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, they killed it in the Charity Shield, but I don't see them pushing the 8th. I see they might be in 8 somewhere throughout the year, but drop down like they pretty much always do every other year. But we'll see. Flano's a good coach, and I feel like with him recruiting Guffo and Guffo leading and what he done with Eels the last couple of years, Let's see what they can do in non-trial and charity shield matches. Moving right along in 8th, a lot of people are going to laugh at me because I feel like I put them too high up and they probably should drop down a bit more. And that's the Sydney Roosters. Now, Roosters fans, don't know what you're going to do this year. You've lost a lot of players, a lot of injuries, players not coming back for a couple of rounds. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people in their ladder predictions leaving them out of the top 8, but I don't see it. I feel like something's going to happen where they're going to have no Origin players in that Origin period where all the others are going to be under strength. They could push a few wins, push them in the 8th spot, but they could, as I said, they could swap with the Sharks on that ladder and go down to 10th. I don't know. Only time's going to tell, guys. Catchphrase of the day. Let's move right along. In 7th position, I have the Manly Sea Eagles. Depending on Tommy Turbo's leg, his hamstring, his knee, anything he does, every time I see him run the ball and squints in pain or agony, I feel like, oh no, here we go again. But hopefully, fingers crossed for them, he stays fit the whole year. I don't know, but we'll see what their team. I'll be interesting to see what team they announce next Tuesday, but we'll see what they do with Cherry Evans getting on in. I don't know if it's going to be his last year, but he could probably go another 1 or 2 years. Luke Brooks done all right last year for him, was really good. You got, I think Saab's still out injured. Garrick's there. Like, they've still got their key players. So, Olakawatu, what a beast. But we'll soon find out, guys. So, don't judge me on this. It's a prediction. It's not the Bible. It's just my prediction. I've seen a lot worse than this one. Moving right along in 6th place, and a lot of my enemies are going to love me now, and that's the Canterbury Bulldogs. I feel like they're going to push that little bit more than last year. They're more hungrier. They tasted finals last year. They probably should have went on a bit further, but obviously we all know what happened. Adokar is now an eel. So let's just see what they can do this year. It's a matter. Burton's developing nicely. There's talk Reid Marnie's getting shopped around, but then Gus has come out saying no, but Gus didn't say anything about kick out until it was out. But yeah, I feel like if they can all stay fit, a lot of the games they're going to win by close points. It's not going to be blowouts. I feel like they're just going to grind. Serrato's defense is amazing. His structures, so we will see, guys. But moving along to number 5. Now, a lot of people are going to hate me for doing this, and a lot of people are probably wondering why they're not lower down. And no, it's not Eels, but it's the South Sydney Rabbitohs. A lot of people are probably like, you idiot. And yes, I'm an idiot. I've put Rabbitohs 5th. Reason is just 2 words. Wayne Bennett. He's come out saying he's got unfinished business at the Rabbitohs. Latrell looks fit. Bit of a blow with Cam Murray. But if they can get the players that they were missing last year on the field for the full season, I feel like they'll go deep. There are a lot of bogey teams. The Rabbitohs are a bogey team for a lot of teams, so that's what I meant to say, guys. But Parramatta Eels have never been able to beat them. We beat them once in the last 6 years or something. I don't know the stats, but yeah, it's very, very interesting to see, looking at the training and looking at the videos and pictures of Latrell and how fit he is, and Damien Cook's left, but then you look at the trial the other day, the Charity Shield, there was some players that come in and stepped up. I don't know if Dodd's going to work out, but then they've got that other kid that came in and set up 2 tries and scored one, and they got a lot of players coming through that have points to prove, and we all saw what Wayne Bennett was done with the Dolphins, so they'll have that next man in mentality. They'll just get it done. So I feel like with Dolphins, it depends on what Latrell turns up. Rabbitohs, it depends on what Latrell turns up. He's booze banned. He's fit. He's eating healthy. We'll see what he does. I know he's suspended for the first couple of rounds. You'll get Campbell Graham back, but we'll see. But I feel like Rabbitohs could shake things up this year. Moving right along the 4th spot, and that's the Penrith Panthers. Surprise, surprise, they're not number 1, guys. So, sorry to say it, but Jerome's gone, Taruva's gone, a lot of players have left. There's some talk maybe Spencer Linu's could be coming back. I don't know if it's going to be mid-season or next year, but I don't know. They're the best team in the comp. Yes, I know they've won 4 grand finals. I know I was there for 2 of them. But I just don't know when it comes to Panthers this year. Nathan Cleary, he's going to kill it again. But then his backup, I think they've still got Schneider there who just stepped up. But there's no Jerome, so it'll be interesting to see. They've only really recruited a couple players like Papali'i and Blaze. So we'll see. Blaze left Eels because he was didn't want to be fullback. He wanted to be 6 next to Cleary, and they haven't even named him. So let's see what happens there. And I feel like Panthers are going to maybe drop a few games early, drop a few games late, not really just hover around that 4th spot. So let's see if I'm right. And fingers crossed they don't make the grand final. Sorry, Panthers fans. You're not making the grand final this year. It's not going to be a 5-peat. I'll get a lot of hate from that because I know a lot of Panthers fans that watch my videos, and I'll be getting text messages after I release this video. But yeah, you're not going to win the grand final. You're not going to be there this year. Tipping it now. But in 3rd spot, the Parramatta Eels. I'm just waiting for the comments to blow up. Yep, that's right. I put my team in 3rd. Last year I put them 2nd, or the year after we made the grand final, I put them 2nd. But I feel like we've recruited well. We're building something really special at the Eels at the moment around training and community, and even the new players look like they've been there the whole career. So saw a few training snippets. I've read the reports. I've done everything, and I'm excited for a big year. You'll see a big year of content around the Eels at games and stuff. So yeah, I put Para Eels 3rd. So thank you, comment section. So let's get right along, skip past that. 2nd place is the Melbourne Storm. No brainer here. They stay fit. I thought everyone had them finishing 1st or 2nd round that top 4 spot. So Bellamy's the GOAT. Eels have got him 1st up. So let's see what Riles can do against his old mentor. But I feel like Melbourne Storm, if Pappenhausen's fit, they got Stefano there now as well in the forward pack. Nelson's got to come back from the suspension. But yeah, they'll be up there again. They'll be pushing for grand final. They'll use last year's grand final as motivation, and you know what Bellamy's like, and it was kind of weird watching him in the trial not get angry kind of thing. Like, he was just chilling, laughing with Pappenhausen, and he pez it, and you just look at him like, hang on, your team's had 40 points scored against them, and he's just laughing and carrying on. So more relaxed Bellamy this year by the looks of things until we get to that round one and we see good old Craig angry storm off. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the Melbourne Storm. I feel like it's the Storm. They're just always gonna, as long as Bellamy's there, they're always gonna be there. So it's hard to finish them less than second. They probably could have pushed for first, but in my eyes, I feel like this next team, as you can see, they're not there. So in my first position, which I'm probably going to get some heat for, is the Brisbane Broncos. I feel like Reynolds, Hunt's back there now, Walsh, the list goes on. Mariner, try scoring freak. I don't see him. I just know, and after speaking, having that one-on-one time with Maguire at the grand final, just seeing it, it's like, I wish he came to Para, but I don't now that I've seen Riles and what he's done. But I know what Madge can do, what he did at Origin, and what he's going to do at the Broncos. They won the preseason trials. They got, and that was without most of their stars. So we'll see what they do. I feel like Reynolds and Hunt together is going to be, I don't know, I feel like they'll clash a bit to start off with, but then once they get in their rhythm with Walsh out the back, it's just, they're going to be unstoppable. But yeah, that's what I feel. I don't know. I see a lot of people have them up top, down, a bit further down, but we'll see what happens. But that's my team, guys. That's my 2025 ladder prediction. Tell me what you think. Tell me what yours is. I know I'm going to cop a lot of heat in the comment section for this, but that's looking at them in paper, looking at the ins and outs and the gains and stats from last year and watching a few of the replays from last year. Yeah, that's the way I see it ending this year, and we'll do a few updates during the year to see where that's at. And yeah, I don't know. Don't have much more to say than that, guys. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Yes, I know it's probably not what you expected, especially with like Eels third, Broncos first, Sharks not even in the 8, Roosters in the 8. Like, we'll see. But time will tell, and yeah, let's bring on 2025. Stay tuned because I'm going to be releasing my round 1 tips coming up next. But yeah, thanks. Peace out. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.